What's up, Better Days? I'm back at Center Hill Dam. It's been more than 2 months since I could get up here to fish, and it's my favorite place in the world to fish, and I don't even know what I'm doing up here. I just want to be here. So I brought some fishing poles, and I brought some tackle, probably not the right tackle, and I couldn't wait to get out here and go fishing. I don't know what's gonna bite. I don't know what kind of fish are here. Could be anything. Let's go see. Man, it's wonderful to be back. Look at that. Oh, water. The water coming out of the dam right now is clear. When this water goes down and the generators go off, it gets to being cloudy. All right, so if you've been watching me for a while, you know I started my channel fishing right here, right on these steps, and sitting right here, right next to this generating water. This is crazy. This is 4,000 cubic feet of water per second flowing out of there. If you don't know what a cubic foot is, it's about the size of a basketball. So every one second, 1,001, there goes 4,000 basketballs. This water is crazy. It's dangerous. You gotta know what you're doing. First of all, you have to wear your life jacket. It's the law. There's huge billboards on the way up here that says life jackets must be worn. Second of all, and most importantly, you gotta have your wits about you. You need to know how to boat, kayak, canoe, whatever kind of vessel you're gonna be in. You gotta be really proficient. And then just be respectful. Look at this water right here. You can see the suds, the leaf sitting right here on the surface. I'm sitting here. It's calm. It's okay. Don't get in there. Don't get in there. And don't let a fish take you in there. If you have to, loosen that drag. If you get hooked up to a big fish, and paddle away. Risk losing the fish before you risk losing your life. All right, here we go. We're gonna try to get a fish out of this chop. All right, to start off, I got this paddle tail swim bait. It's a light jig head, only 1/4 ounce. Not gonna get all the way to the bottom. I don't wanna get hung up on the bottom. It's really hard to get your line off when you can pull your kayak to the obstruction, and you don't wanna go in there, so I just want to avoid getting hung up altogether. If we can, which you almost never can. But you want to avoid it if you can. Right into the teeth of the wind. A lot of wind today. There's a big fish. That's a good fish. Boy, that thing thumped it. I feel like a walleye. He's put it in his mouth and brained it. Be a walleye. What I'm fishing for. It is. Got him. That's what them. Oh no, I just got water all down in my shoe. Boy, he just brained it. Hey there, Mr. Walterman. Walter my banana. Show us your teeth, baby. Show us them toothy toofers. Look at that. Ow. Alright, we on the right track. We on the right track. We got our first walleye of the day. We're gonna catch some more. Whoa, we're bobbing like a cork. Okay. He thumped it like a Walter. That was good. Good. Oh, I just got smacked again. Darn it. Consarn it. Oh, he come back for it and I missed him again. He come back in that, because it's crazy down there. There's a lot of current. They just see that thing, they miss it, they come back for it, whack it again, they miss it again. There's a lot going on down there. All right, here we go. We're in the zone right here. Get us a walleye. We're in the walleye zone. The loading zone for walleyes. No, here comes a big roller. Oh, big wave. Gotta mind your P's and Q's. Gotta keep your head on a swivel. Big old rollers come out of there all the time. Sneaker waves. They're very sneaky. One of the things that I'll do when I'm out here and these generators are on, I'll float beside it from up here by the generating water. I'll back down near where I started at the boat ramp and then come out of here. That way you don't go downstream with the, because you won't be able to fight the current coming back up. Not if you're in a little kayak paddling, but it's okay to sit right here and kind of float with it. Kind of fish this little trough right here. They like to sit in here real good. Let's see if we can get one. Alrighty, we fished that trough pretty well. Now we're gonna throw us a little trout lure. That's just a surface running jerk bait, tiny one on 4-pound test here. Ain't even working. What happened? I say it's gonna run, it didn't run. I say that thing didn't run at all. There it goes. Oh, we just got crushed. That was a trout, brown trout, no doubt. That's what I'm throwing for with this lure, is brown trouters, and we just had one crush it. Kind of back it away so we don't go downstream. Start moving away from the current and this other bank where the current doesn't act on it. The current just goes down that way. Take that out behind the boat, and what I do a lot of times is just troll something out behind me. Let's go back up that way. Okay, so I just do a big loop. I go all the way back down to the boat ramp and then back around here. And you can see all of this area is calm. It's fine to sit out here while the generators are on in any kind of little boat. As long as you don't go anywhere near those generators at all, you'll be fine. You got water coming out of here at the corner. That makes for some good current. It's a great spot to fish. These generators are due to turn off here pretty soon. And then there'll just be no current out here, except for what's coming off that little corner over there. We just lost. That was me. I just lost that fish. I just lost the biggest trout I've hooked all year. Jeez. God. Well, it might have been on camera. That thing was 5-6 pounds. Gosh. He went crazy, jumped out of the river. Never set the hook. I felt him bump it near the bottom. I just thought it was the bottom. I didn't set the hook. He came up with it and spit it out. Bummer. Oh well, them generators are about to cut off. Man, look at that. How about that? Shoo-wee. Wind is screaming at it. I usually come down here when it's windy. Not because it's safe. This wind is, I mean, it'll tip you right over, but it gets kind of mitigated by how much stuff there is. Today's a crazy windy day, but it's not that bad down here. Out on the open lake, it would be insane. And there's the end of it. That thing is dying down right now as we speak. It does this thing as it dies down where it tries to pull you in there really hard. You guys are gonna watch that foam go whoosh. Get sucked in there. It was sitting out here on the edge right behind this wall where there was no current, but everything's pulling back in there right now. And once you get accustomed to what this thing does, it becomes a lot easier to fish, and it becomes a lot less scary. And I think that's the name of the game up here. Just be confident in your abilities. Try not to be afraid. Make sure you have all the necessary precautions. And make sure you know there's somebody knows where you are. And there it goes. Cool, huh? Let's see if we can pull a fish out of there while it's dying. Look at that water getting sucked up in there. Why I knew to stay here, away from it. Oh, it's pulling us in there though. Remember that foam that was here a second ago? It's gone. All right, now that the generating water is off, it's just calm out here. Surface is calm. Underneath the surface is calm. Water's dropping down. You can see the water on the dam right there where it's already dropping fast. Now all we got to do is fight the wind. So there is still a little current even after the generators turn off. That's the orifice gate, and it puts out 250 basketballs of water per second. Coming out of a door that looks like that right there from around that corner, and really it gets mitigated by this wall right here. It kind of, see the guy in the canoe in the corner, it don't do a whole lot. This don't add a whole lot to right here. This area kind of just sits still in spite of this current, because it's just not much, but it's still here, and it turns off at the end of November. So November 30th will be the last day. In December, January, all the way up through June, I believe, it's off. So there won't be any other current out here to deal with. I wonder if we should go trout magnet. Let's try that. They've hit this thing twice, but might be too big. There we go. That's a trout getter right there. That gets them. Flat out gets them. Oh, something just hit it already. Haven't even started working it yet. I just threw it out there, letting it hang in that current. Got one. First cast. First cast, rainbow trout, I'm going first cast, up in my net, I got that first cast. I said I think that other one's a little too big. Let me put this trout magnet on and get her done. Know what I said? And now we're first class, trout in the net. We've got a first class on our trout magnet. There we go. Nice. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, let's do it again. Very first cast. How about that? Well, I did it again. I just did the most unbelievable thing. I was retying my line and I'd set my other rod in front of me with that trout magnet, and it was just sitting there. And then this gigantic trout came up and ate it right while it was just sitting out. And I wasn't recording. The fight was epic. It's a huge girly. And it was just, oh my goodness. She crushed it. It was just sitting right under the boat. And I thought I was talking to you guys the whole time. I thought I was recording and I wasn't. And, well, let's get some good video of her. I'll show her to you guys and then we'll get her out of here. Gosh, what an epic catch. What an epic fight. I thought you guys were watching. All right. No. Come here, big girl. If she's 20 inches, she's going for home for dinner, but I think she's 19. I don't know. She's over 20. Oh yeah, she's over 20. She's going home for dinner. That's a dinner fish. You better make darn sure your fish is legal. Oh yeah, she's legal. Alrighty. I had grabbed out my trout magnet box. I said, well, let's try a trout magnet. That lure I was using was a little too big. It seemed like they were snipping at it, but not getting it. So I went to my trout magnets. Look what she did to that. She ruined that thing. We got to get another one on there. Okay, I'm gonna try to recreate this exactly the way it was when I hooked that fish. I really wanted, I thought you guys were watching. I was talking to the camera like you were watching, but I was just talking to myself. All right, so what I had done is I had taken like 4 foot of line and thrown it over like this and just set it there. And I just left it right there. And I was working on this other pole right here. I was tying up this lure right here. And I was gonna chuck that out there, and then this thing right here went crazy. Well, that was a successful first trip back. Haven't been up here in a couple months. Got my 3rd keeper trout of the year from up here at Center Hill Dam. I've already bled her out. She's on her way to being a delicious dinner. Probably have that tonight for dinner. And that's how it goes. You can come up here and brave that crazy water. It's not that big a deal. Just be careful, be mindful, follow the laws, follow the rules. Do the buddy system if you can. Bring somebody out here with you, but always tell somebody if you're going out here by yourself. That's what I always do. I let my mom know. Appreciate you, Mom. Shout out. Thanks for always being there for me. I'm gonna go write up a report on Patreon. I told you guys all the good information, all the good stuff. Why was I doing what I was doing? Why did it work? How did I get that walleye? You know, that type of stuff is important. I'm gonna type up a great report. I'm gonna put it on my Patreon. $5 a month. Better Days Fishing on Patreon. Get signed up. You'll get all the killer information. That's what I do. I go fishing in killer spots and give out killer information. If you like that kind of thing, consider subscribe my Patreon and my channel. Thanks for watching, you guys. Have a better day.